proud what it turned out in. So yes, this is YouTube Furries because Multicultural couldn't make it, and yesterday we turned YouTube Furries into laser tag. So I'm like, well, I probably should do my panel at some point, and we had an open slot. But yes, hello, I am Dizu, but most people know me as Pocari. I run a YouTube channel professionally. I've been doing it as my full-time job for about 2.5 years now. Got about 150,000 subscribers so far. So yeah, I do have a bit of know-how when it comes to this subject. So where to start? Well, the main thing people ask me when they want to be like YouTubers and stuff, it's like, how do I begin? What videos do I make? And the thing that I'll always tell them first is make a video that you yourself would watch. So like, this is so hard to sit with a microphone. See, I'm really bad at doing stuff live because I don't have the power of editing to save me. Yeah, pretty much. Like, if I get stuck, I'll be like, please prompt me with questions, help. So the hardest part about being a YouTuber is getting started. So you sort of need to ask yourself, why do you want to do this? You really want to do it because it's something that you enjoy. Because if you don't enjoy it, that first startup where you're not getting much views or engagement is going to be an absolute drag, and it's going to kill you when you're not getting all those views that you have been dreaming of, kind of thing. What else? So it does take a little while to get that ball rolling, especially now. Like 6 years ago, it was a lot easier to get started in doing YouTube as a furry because there weren't many of us. I think there was like Duke the Dancing Dog, we had Differently, there was also First Suitors World, and that was like, yeah, 3 people. And nobody uploaded consistently, it was just everyone's making videos when they wanted to. So the way I did it is I just did it as like a hobby for a couple of years. And people were like, oh, why do you only upload every couple of months? It's like, because I have a job and I like to eat. So after a while, I started up a Patreon to see how that would go, and that worked out pretty well. So that's another thing you can do if your YouTube is a bit slow, because you can make that dosh from the good old YouTube ads, but until you start getting like, what do you do? Until you start getting like 10,000, 20,000 views per video, you make squat on AdSense. So Patreon is another really good way to support making your own videos, but ideally you'd want to just do it for fun as a hobby before you really think about trying to do it as like a job, because it's really hard to get that groundwork first. You have to build rapport with the community to get those kind of views before you can really monetize it. So another thing is, don't worry too much about like ripping someone off, I guess, because like I get a lot of people coming to me being like, hey, I want to do videos where I sit in first and talk about stuff, but you already do that. Like, yeah, I do, and so do 50 million other people, go nuts. So like Stormyful, he does the pretty much same sort of format as well, but we all bring our own different elements to the table. We have different personalities, we have different humors, we have different editing styles, we have different interests. So even when it's the same sort of format, it doesn't matter if you do it, because you still bring your own like spark to it. In saying that, don't literally rip someone off. Don't just like grab Bajira and like hue slide into green and be like, hi guys, it's Midori. So still be respectful when it comes to that. Well, now I'm stuck, so let's have some questions. See, look, I got stuck in like 10 minutes. I've got one.
What fraction of the time is actually spent in the editing?
A lot. So generally, I will write a video for like a full day's work, so like 9 to 5, depending on what the video is. If it's a video that requires a lot of research, a lot of fact checking, that's usually 2 days worth of writing. And then on the next day, I do my filming. And again, it depends, if it can be anywhere from half an hour of filming to 3 hours of filming, depending on how much I fudge up my lines. Because one of my biggest problems is I talk too fast, as you're probably learning. So I tend to trip over my own words, and I can do the same sentence like 20 times before I get it to a coherent point. And, and my fursuit head tends to push on my cheeks a little bit. So there are some words that just don't come out very clearly. So I have to do it over and over and over, because like, even though it's only a 10-minute video, it still takes me like an hour and a half to get all the good takes. So that's one of my downfalls, but for other people, they might nail it like on the go. They might even have to do a script. And then we finally get to the editing. which is at least 2, maybe 3 days, depending on how intensive a video it is. Because I also have my green screen, so I have to work on all the green screen effects, getting that lighting correct, setting up that background. Also got the music as well. I edit my music into an endless loop, so I'm gonna make sure that's all edited, then do all the effects and the audio. So I record my audio on 2 different microphones, because I've got my Rode Video Mic Pro, which plugs directly into my DSLR, and then I've got my Rode NT USB, which plugs into my laptop. And DSLRs are not very good when it comes to capturing sound, even when you do have a good mic, because I think it's like the preamp, I can't remember the technical term of that, but like the way the camera is built, you get like a little bit of in the background of the audio all the time.
You have to edit that out.
Yeah, so you can edit that out by, like in Adobe Audition, you can capture the noise by itself and then it'll use that to get rid of it, but it still deteriorates your audio a bit. You really want to try and get your audio as good as you can from the source. So that's why I capture from my laptop and just have that going in Audacity. And because my suit is very muffled, I have to boost it in post as well. Like I usually boost it by like 10 decibels, it's crazy. The other thing is, if you're going to do videos with a suit head on, you definitely need to consider the acoustics of that head. Because like resin heads are horrendous for videos because they echo in themselves. So because the resin head. Meanwhile with foam, it's still muffled, but generally they have the mouth stuck open, so your sound can come out somewhere. So like with my head, the sound is projected downwards. So I actually have the mic on the ground, like on a table in front of me, so it captures that sound sort of direction. Yes?
So you haven't tried like a lapel?
I have tried a lapel. I do have one, and it didn't work for me because I move around too much. I keep hitting it, so you just keep getting the all the time.
Like, have you lagged inside the head? But it's
Yeah.
like, no, obviously.
And then everyone's like, oh, why don't you put it inside the mouth? Because I get this,
Yeah.
it's too hot. So that didn't work for me either. Again, it could be different for you guys. Definitely do try whatever you want to try. Like, it could work for you even when it doesn't work for me. But I definitely like having my microphone away.
What green screen software do you use?
So Premiere Pro has its own green screen thing in it called Ultra Key, and that's all I use. You can I sometimes have to layer it up like a couple of times because you can pick one color, then pick another color, and we'll like work around with those. And I have to be very careful not to wear any shirts with green on them, which is really hard when I really like rainbows. A lot of my shirts have rainbows on them, so then I lose the green. Yeah, just get brick. I mean, I can fix that sometimes where I'll just make like a green blob and like put that between my video layer and the green screen layer, so then you've got that bit of green, but then sometimes I'll like move away from it and it's like, oh, it's brick again. So it just adds more editing time than I'd like to fiddle with. Like I'll do it sometimes, but not ideal. Yeah, I do.
Does it feel weird talking to a camera?
Kind of. Like, it is definitely weird at first, but then I really enjoy it not talking back to me. I can actually get through a full conversation with no interruptions. It's great. So it does take a little bit of getting used to. Like, it definitely was very weird for my first few videos, but eventually it just becomes second nature as you do it. Like, I know a lot of people, to help them look at the camera, is they'll put googly eyes on the camera, or they put a plush on the camera so they've got like an entity to talk to kind of thing. So that does help a lot. Anything else? Any more questions? Please help me. I don't know what else.
Yeah, what about like the length of the video? Basically, how long are people willing to concentrate?
Well, how long's a piece of string?
Yeah, exactly.
It all depends on the content and your personality. Like, if you talk in a monotone tone like this for half an hour, everyone's going to leave by the 2-minute mark because you just talk and it all sounds the same and it's boring and I'm falling asleep just trying to do this. So,
A related question, don't you have to be over a certain time limit?
yeah, I'll get to that in a sec. So, again, it all depends on video content. So, I like to keep my videos between 7 minutes and 15 minutes. Like, everyone's like, oh, you're just going to get the 10-minute mark to get the ad sets. Like, I actually haven't noticed a difference with my videos that are shorter and my videos that are longer. So, don't push for that 10 minutes if you're not comfortable. Like, I know, who knows Beta Ada Deluda? His videos are usually under 10 minutes. He does like 5-minute videos, and his views are better than mine. So you can do short videos if you want, but you can also do long videos. Just don't make a long video for the sake of a long video. Only do it because you just have that much content to pack in there. One thing I've learned is sometimes you have to kill your babies. Like, if you have a section of a video that you were really hopeful for and you're really excited about it, and then you go to edit it and it just doesn't work. It like slows the pacing of the video down and just something doesn't feel right. You're like, oh, I worked really hard on that and it's like half my video. Get rid of it. It will work much better in the long run. What else?
Do they want to hear your voice on the video?
Simply, it's the same thing. Hey, look at me, I'm a blue kangaroo, look at me, that's my character behind me, I can't see my mouth talking, and I move my hands way too much, and that's a tail, and that's a nose, and that's something. Any other prompts or things you'd like me to talk about? Yes?
So, when you first started using Premiere Pro, how did you get the basics down of actually going through that?
Well, the first time I ever made a video was a edgy Pokemon AMV when I was 13 in Movie Maker.
Is it still there?
No, actually, I've been trying to find it. It's been lost in the depths of the internet. I'm so sad. Oh, anyway, it was about like Absol. So edgy. So the best thing is, like, there are a couple of free programs around that sort of help you get acquainted with how editing kind of works. So like, everyone gives shit to Movie Maker, but Movie Maker is still good for that basis of, you know, having a video timeline, importing files. It's the butter of the bread, essentially. So then when you feel ready, you can upgrade something more like, I hear Sony Vegas is really good. I think Vegas is a bit more simpler and like user-friendly than Premiere, but Premiere has a lot more potential, being a quite advanced program. So,
Premiere Rush is actually pretty nice.
Premiere what?
Premiere Rush. Like, they just brought out a new one, Premiere Rush, and it's very linear.
Ah,
It's
well,
actually a nice little...
I have not heard of that. There you go. Premiere Rush is apparently a thing.
Yeah.
So no, when I also first started my channel, I was a little bit naughty and didn't want to pay for the Adobe subscription because it isn't cheap when especially when you're not a student. So I found an old copy through perfectly legal means, and that's where I got my groundwork. But again, as I sort of grew, I ran into a lot of problems because like I couldn't update it to fix bugs. It's like, fine. So I've been on the actual proper subscription for like the majority of the time now. But tutorials are your friend. Google anything you want to learn, like how to do a fade in Premiere Pro, how to make this particular meme. Like, you'd be surprised what tutorials you can find out there. Like, everything I know is self-taught just from looking it up on YouTube. Premiere is definitely quite intimidating at first. There's just so many little screens and buttons and windows and tabs, and it's very scary at first. It took me a long time to actually start using Premiere because you just open it and it's like, ah, look at all that. Like even like Photoshop, I was like using Sci for ages, and then finally made the move to Photoshop because every time I opened it, I'm just too much. Yeah, anything else? Any other prompts? Please help me. I cannot edit out these awkward silent parts.
We are not in a video
No.
anymore.
Yes.
Do you use also After Effects to...
Yeah. Oh, After Effects. Now that one's really difficult. Like I'm only just starting to get acquainted with it now. Like you'll see in my little end screen, we've got like a little Pocari that just swims through the screen. I did that in After Effects, but there's no other way to do that. So I literally just Google trying to find like some wavy effects and how to do that in After Effects. After Effects is because like Premiere Pro is for building a video this way, so you know going forward by time. But After Effects is for building a video this way, with layers and layers of effects. And even then, you can't really edit an entire video in After Effects. It's where you do all your fancy stuff and you jump between After Effects and Premiere as you need to.
So it's kind of like programming.
Kind of, yeah, and you can do programming in After Effects, which I don't know how to do. I go to tutorials and they go, copy this text and put it there. I'm like, okay, I'll do that.
There are a lot of scripts for it. A lot of the times you have like X, Y transformation, rotate transformation.
Yeah.
You have like random.
Yeah, because After Effects has 3D capabilities. You can change your timeline into 3D and move the camera around a 3D space. And then, obviously, you can export that in something flat and then put that into Premiere Pro. Like with my little intro thing with the wave and the bubbles, that was all After Effects as well. So After Effects is very hard. Don't jump into it immediately because it is very scary. For the beginning, only do it when you need to, or you go to a tutorial. It's like you have to go to After Effects for this bit, and then just follow it to the T. Yeah. Anything else?
Content.
Content?
How do you come up with content?
How do you come up with content? Well, just look at the things that you like to watch and make that. So, like, what's something you're really passionate about? What are your hobbies? Maybe you really like board games. You could do a board gaming video, or like do a review of some of your favorite ones, or get excited for ones that are hyped up, or like compare them. Like, what's the difference between regular Cluedo and Five Nights at Freddy's Cluedo? Which one's better? Like, there's all kinds of things you can do. Like, it does get a bit hard. Like, I run out of ideas. So when that happens, I just go to my patrons and be like, help! What do I do? And they're always there. And my most amazing moderator ever. Like, it's like, just do what makes you happy. Like, do what you have fun with. Because if it's something that you enjoy watching and you're passionate about, you have a lot more fun making it. And passion is contagious. People can feel it in your videos. Like, that's one of the main praises I get about my content. They're like, you're just so excited about everything. And I'm like, I know, because everything's so exciting. So get excited, and people who watch your video will feel it too. Yeah.
How, like, speaking video, right? Just the whole public speaking aspect of it. Did you go watch a YouTube video?
Oh, the public speaking aspect?
Or is it from doing your own editing and hating your own voice and saying I need to speak differently? Or like...
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so like we're all our own worst critics, and like I actually myself didn't know I spoke too quickly until people started telling me, and then I'll watch my videos back and be like, yeah, I probably could be a little bit slower. And then like every time I go to the doctor, it's like, I'm really concerned about how fast you talk. I'm like, okay, you know it's bad when the doctor points it out. So definitely go and get help from like just your friends, like even when they don't know the first thing about videos, like all the different perspectives can be helpful, because sometimes you won't see something until it's from someone else's perspective. Like for example with artwork, sometimes I'll draw a piece and then it's like, no, it doesn't look right. And then a trick to sort of see your art from someone else's perspective is you mirror it, because then you're seeing it completely different for the first time. So you flip it and it's like, oh sweet Jesus, what did I make? Why did I do that? So yeah, just talk to lots of people and get lots of different kind of perspectives. If that makes sense.
Play your audio backwards to yourself.
No, that wouldn't work. What else? You said something else. Oh, like with the public speaking and things. Like live streaming is an aspect when it comes to YouTube. Has anyone heard the latest YouTube controversy with that? Apparently people's YouTube accounts and their entire Google Plus accounts are getting banned if you post in someone's live chat with emojis. So you know when you're on a live stream, you get really excited, like yeah, you spam emojis, woo, emoji, emoji, emoji. You know that's not allowed anymore. People are getting banned. Like even Markiplier made like a video about it, being like, what the fuck, YouTube? So just a note for the future, don't stream on YouTube for now. Don't go into YouTube live streams for now. Go to Twitch. Actually, well, the subject of Twitch is also really interesting, because I think Twitch is a lot easier to get started in than YouTube is right now. Twitch is a lot harder than YouTube, and a lot of Twitch people will do their live streams and then edit the highlights of their streams into YouTube videos. So you sort of get the best of both worlds. And the people who miss the live streams don't feel like they've missed out either. But the people who did go to live streams can go back and watch the YouTube videos to like relive those moments as well.
Yeah, well, you see Corey doing all that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing a lot of that. A lot of furry YouTubers are migrating to Twitch now just because of, YouTube just keeps like to screw us over. There was another recent one was they're cracking down on content that is targeted at kids. So if your video features like slime, toys, bright colours in your thumbnail, they will market it as kids content, and you'll get demonetized. So a lot of the crafting channels who like do reviews of slime, or like they buy slime from shops, or do like toy reviews aimed at parents, like stuff that isn't for kids, then they're gonna get demonetized. Like, do you guys know Naza Goring? Yes. One of her older videos recently got picked up by the YouTube algorithm, so it's been getting hundreds of thousands of views. And when it comes to hundreds of thousands of views, you also get the trolls. And they've been mass reporting her videos for sexual content, even when it's just a plush tutorial, that's it. Like, she's just showing you, like, so this, there you go, now you've got a cool pony, woo.
Yeah, it's the Princess Celestia plush.
Yeah. And so she came to me for help. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Well, if you appeal them, then YouTube should give it back. Because I've had troubles with demonetization too, where like they would be demonetized even before they were public. It was stupid. But then I'd appeal them, and then within like a day or so, they'd be back. So I asked her to do that, and she came back to me the next day and been like, they didn't approve it. It's all marked as being sexual content now. So when content is marked as like adult content, everyone, you have to be signed into an account to watch it. So a lot of like kids and younger audiences who don't have accounts can't watch the video, and then it usually then exits the YouTube algorithm as well. And I was just like, why? And the only thing I can think of is because it's plush and it's not aimed at kids. YouTube's like, well, obviously there is no other reason why adults would be interested in plush other than for sexual reasons. So let's get rid of those. Like that's YouTube logic for you.
I feel like as well, like, I've seen a lot of channels, like including your channel, like views have dropped dramatically in very creative.
Yeah.
content on YouTube.
I mean, it's not too bad. Like, mine are alright at the moment, because I did my 10 cute fursuits video about a month ago. That's already hit 100,000 views, which is probably one of my good ones in a while. It comes and goes, and, like, it's always sort of, like, one main for a YouTuber that people will go and watch for a bit, and then maybe Majiri will be, like, the hot one, or maybe Stormy or Beta, then me. Like, it sort of rotates a bit. I mean, it's not too bad. Like, there's not much else we can do. And we are getting a little bit concerned because they may start marking furry content as sexual content as well. And if that happens, I'm done. I'm outie. I can't do anything else. So, like, because when it comes to my income, it's like 2/3 Patreon, 1/3 AdSense. And, like, sure, I could still do it with just the Patreon, but it would be a real struggle. So, I really hope that doesn't happen. I'm not sure what I'm going to do if that does happen. Because I thought it was safe trying to do like safer word content, but apparently not. You can't do adult content, you can't do kids content, what do we do? So that's why I'm like, go to Twitch instead of YouTube right now. YouTube's just sort of, everything's on fire. So like just wait a bit. But in saying that, videos are still fun to make. TikTok right now is where a lot of people are going to make videos. Like I dabbled in TikTok a little bit. Like it's still not quite my format. But I definitely do see the appeal, and they do look like a lot of fun, and being only like 15-30-second videos, it's not like a shitload of editing either, so it is a good sort of start into getting videos. The only thing with TikTok is there's no way to monetize that. It is purely a hobby, so you might be able to go to other things after TikTok, but that's probably where I would recommend you get started. TikTok and Twitch, and then use YouTube as sort of a backup for now, while it still works out what the heck it's doing. Yeah.
I think a lot of people on TikTok make money by doing, like when they get a certain amount of followers, they make money by doing custom greeting content. So people pay them per 30-second video to do a birthday greeting.
Oh, so like commissions?
Yeah, like
okay, yeah, video commissions.
Like a hello greeting or something like that, and that's how they start monetizing their TikTok platform.
Yeah, okay, well there you go. So yeah, so on TikTok apparently you can still monetize it by like taking like video commissions in a way. So like...
Marketing. This is what I do. That's I'm like, you can monetize TikTok, but in a very specific way.
Yeah.
As far as I know, that's like the main way they.
Yeah. And the other thing with being like a YouTuber or just like an influencer in general is you need to keep up your presence. So you can't just do like YouTube and then stay on YouTube. You also need to go to Twitter. You probably want to do Instagram as well, possibly Facebook. Like you want to have a couple of different platforms where people can still find you, so that when you're not making videos, you're still around and your face is still there. People are still remembering you, if that kind of makes sense. You just got to keep up the presence.
How do you deal with stalkers and haters?
How do you deal with stalkers and haters? You get yourself a keeper.
I'll pay that.
No, it does get hard at first, especially with the YouTube comments. You're like, oh fag, go GIF in hell, I wish you would die. And like, they do get really bad. But you do get used to it because they're nobody. Like, they didn't influence your life before doing that, so why let them now? Like, don't take criticism from the people you would never go to for advice. So it's just about remembering that they're nothing, they're hiding behind a screen, they would never say it to your face, probably because they're like, I don't know, they're stuck in their mum's basement and have nothing better to do. So I actually talked to a troll a while back, like while I was still getting started. I think it was before I was even a YouTuber. I got started on Instagram, and there was this guy leaving so much hate on my photos. Like, okay, I'll have a bit of fun with this guy. So I started roasting him back, and my roasts were a lot better. And then he started DMing me, being like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to post all that mean stuff about you. The thing is, my big brother bullies me, and I get bullied at school, so this is sort of how I let off steam. I'm like, we've made some progress. So, yes, a lot of them do it just because they do have a lot of issues in their own lives. So, do give them the benefit of the doubt. Not all of them are actually trying to, like, out to get you. A lot of them are just really troubled people. So, yeah, like, don't engage with them if you don't have to, but sometimes it is good to try and talk to them. You might just help someone. Yeah. Anything else? Ooh.
Would you ever consider doing a, like, reacting to hate comments?
Oh,
Like
we did.
Sky has done?
No, I have already. Sky did it with me in a video before she did her own. But, yeah, no, it was me, Sky, and Kiba. We all did a video looking through, like, the filtered comments and all that kind of stuff. I don't like doing that too much because I think it focuses too much on the negatives and it gives the haters and the trolls that attention that they're seeking so badly. So it's not something you want to do often. Maybe just like a one-off for funsies for I don't know, 50,000 subscriber special or something. But make sure it's a very limited thing. Don't give them power. Yes?
Can I have a hug? Because I asked for one of your live streams once.
Oh, sure.
Please. Yes.
There you go.
Forward to 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Anyone else got questions or prompts or things? Because I'm so terrible when I don't have a script. This is so hard. Yes.
Do you think some suit designs, maybe like the head or bodysuit, are more suited to video content as opposed to others?
Kind of. Because you'd think that people would be more inclined to watch videos with a really high quality, amazing, perfect suit. But that's not the case, because I know a lot of people who are popular with their content, and it's like the first suit they've ever made. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad suit, but it's not mixed candy either. So it really doesn't matter too much. Like, especially, like, a lot of people are like, oh, do I need a suit with a moving jaw to do videos? And like, no. Look at me, like, oh, well, now I just sort of sit there like a stunned mullet and sound comes out. But that doesn't seem to have bothered people before. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. You definitely just want a head with good ventilation because you're going to be sitting there and talking for a long time. And I know, you might be fitter than me, I'm not very fit, so I do need lots of air, otherwise I become a hot, sweaty mess. So, and then, yeah, just make sure it's a suit that does have good acoustics with a nice big open mouth so that the sound could come out. When it comes to full suiting and partial, it doesn't really matter too much. Like, full suits are great, but you can survive a lot longer in a partial and a kigo, so it depends whether you want it to be easier for yourself or look more like a full-on furry. So that's really up to your discretion. It doesn't really affect anything too much. Yes?
Do we have a Pocari 3.0 in the making?
I'm not saying anything. Actually, well, I'll give you, there are some Easter eggs I've hidden in videos. No one's picked them up yet.
What videos?
That's for me to know and you to find out.
That's why they're Easter
Well, I
eggs.
rewatched them enough.
Well, they're pretty subtle. It's more of the people who are really attentive. Just some little things that make you go, hang on a sec. So listen carefully. There was another one over there.
Yeah, what do you do with all the footage you don't use in videos? Do you like keep it or
I do keep it actually. I have an archive of, I have like a 10 terabyte archive, but even that's getting full. So I have all the original footage all the way back up to my very first bottle episode. So it's really good to keep it because then you can reuse it later on when you're like, oh, I'm reacting to my first video again. And it's just really good to look back on yourself and see how far you've come. So I definitely wouldn't delete old content, but do get a lot of storage. It all adds up very quickly, especially when you're using like a proper DSLR camera and the gigs just pack on. Like I think I add like 30 gigabytes every video to my storage. So, we can talk about cameras. It's like, I definitely prefer a DSLR, but don't go too crazy on equipment, especially when you're first starting out, because for my very first video, all I had was my little HTC phone, and I didn't have a tripod, so I stacked up some boxes, and I like balanced it on the boxes, and I didn't have any lights, so I stole my desk lamp and pointed that at myself. I also didn't have a mic, so that just uses the phone's audio. And then like every now and then you could see, like in that first bottle episode, you could see the camera shake because the cats thought it was a great idea to rub up against my impromptu tripod. And like, there's some footage where the camera just straight up fall down because they're like, oh, look at this convenient chair that's been made especially for me. So, yeah. And like, you really want to prioritize audio over video because it's easy enough to watch. Just like random substances will affect fur. Like, which ones can you clean out? Which ones will stain really badly? And just to see what the heck even happens. I forgot. We don't have any can openers, so I'm like, okay, how do I open a can without a can opener? This dude's like, oh, you can open it up with a spoon. Look, just rub it on this corner. I'm like, okay, let's try this. This is like 20 times speed, by the way. Trying to clean, just open. No, so I got a knife. And that works. But I remembered I didn't really need the actual beetroot slices, so I'm like, I'm just gonna do this. And then we had some like actual chemicals. So we had ethanol, acetone, the isotope alcohol, bleach, and all that. And they just had them all soaking there.
Hospital cleaner.
Yeah, the hospital cleaner. So they sat like that for a couple of days, and then I cleaned them out, and then they were left to dry for 2 weeks. Grass stains. One that I did get time to test is sweat. Because what I want to do is I'll like literally stick it to my armpits and then play like Beat Saber for 5 hours. But I'm saying, should I put it with the fur in my armpit or the backing in my armpit? I'm not sure, because like technically you should have the backing because then that's how a fursuit works. But I'd also want to see how it looks directly on the fur as well, like whether or not you can get out the stank.
You have 2 armpits.
On each armpit.
I have two armpits, but 3 different colors. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Oh yeah, and I also washed the fur on 90-degree setting because everyone's like, oh, make sure you wash your fur on cold and never put it in the dryer. So I did the opposite of those things, and yeah, they were wrecked, like just all over the foot. The long white one got it the worst because just all the fur had been knocked out of it, and it was just. So, but that video took me a very long time to do because it was very out of my comfort zone. Like I don't normally have this many angles and this many takes. Like. I think I ended up missing a video that week because I'm just like, this video is taking way too long. And I had so much footage to try and get through. Like, I think at the end of the day, my folder for this video was like 300 gigabytes worth. Because I also used a GoPro for some backup footage. Like, I didn't use too much of it, but it was just good to have that. Because like, every single time I don't have a backup, the main one breaks. Like, I did a mailer video a while back, and I'm like, I don't need to set up the second mic. It's just a mail video, it'll be fine. So, of course, the main mic doesn't work. So I have all the footage, but no audio. And because it's mail, I can't redo my reaction, so I couldn't refilm it. And I still haven't worked out what I'm going to do with it. I might do a voiceover or something. But, yeah, it's always good to have multiple sources.
Have you figured out why the mustard didn't stick yet?
Nope, it's just magical. That's it. Mustard is magic. Like, it was something to do with the oil, and it was only the short fur, I think, so maybe the fur was just dense enough that it didn't stick in, or something. I don't know. That was the first time I bought mustard in my life. I don't like mustard. But everyone wanted to see condiments, so I'm like, okay, I'll get some freaking mustard.
So,
and, yeah, it was weird.
So what you learn from that is, if you're going out and eating a suit, have mustard.
Pretty much. if your fur is dense, yep. Long fur, no. It absolutely wrecked the long fur, but if it's short, dense fur, then it's pretty good. We also...
Would you do more furry myths after the video?
I would love to. I've definitely got some more things I'd like to test. I've got to test more cleaning methods because I only tested spot cleaning and then hand washing on those samples, but I'd love to get some of the worst ones and then... Yeah, that was weird. I was like, what? It just fell off. So yeah, don't know, that was weird. Yeah, so I would like to do more stuff like that. So what I want to do is get like a big sheet of fur and then like get like maybe the wine or the ketchup and like stain it all over there and then try all the different cleaning methods. So use the cleaning machine, you put it in the washing machine. What else? I could use some bleach, see how that goes. Dry clean, or I don't know if dry cleaning would just let me dry clean like just a sheet of fur. I'd be so confused. Yeah, steaming. I'm gonna try steaming sometime because I know, like Kiwi Fox does steaming to help get the creases out of his suit. So like I know he would keep it on like a low setting, but like I want to know what happens if you do it too much. Like I actually, one thing I didn't put in this video is I tried hair drying. So I got my hair dryer and I just let it run on the fur samples. I didn't put it in the video because nothing happened. They were fine. So I just have a really shitty hairdryer. It wasn't hot enough to cause any damage, which was great because I'm like, cool, now I can safely use this hairdryer on my suit to get the greases out and I don't have to worry about it too much. So I'll have to buy a more expensive hairdryer sometime and give it another go.
Did you try motor oil and that?
Motor oil? No, but I have had a lot of requests for car-related things, so I think I would do a car substance special. So like, or just like, or get a piece of fur and just like rub it all over the engine or something, because I have actually gotten like...
actually run over like a first.
Oh yeah, totally. Like I can do all that, because I was at like a couple of CBR furs ago. I was walking through the car park and my tail like dragged underneath someone's car, and it just had this massive black smudge on it, and like you can still see it a little bit. I don't know what it, I don't know cars. I do not speak car. I'm a terrible woman, but it was so sticky and just gross and would not get out. So I want to know what that was, and I want to know how to get it out. Yeah. Yes.
Was doing that kind of oddly satisfying?
It was more the ruining it that was the satisfying part. This bit, like afterwards, like the 2 weeks of letting it dry was not so. Oh no, this is me emptying it. Never mind. Yeah, so the mess was because I was filming for like hours because I'd have to like get them all out, have a look at them, and then a lot of them would leave stains on the bench. So I'd have to clean that up between each one. There's still a coffee stain on that bench. I haven't been able to get it out. It's a rental. Oh yeah, the ketchup was so weird. It was literally like resin. It was solid, and like where those peaks are, it was spiky. Like I could actually feel it in my glove. Because you see, I switched from these dark gloves to blue gloves later. That's because they split. So yeah, it was not ideal. Ketchup is evil, and yeah. Oh, and this vodka was great. I really want to do a video about cleaning stains with vodka because it didn't do anything to the fur.
We got plenty.
Different flavors.
I would do it more with like cheap and expensive vodkas. Yeah. But then I can buy alcohol and it's tax. It's a tax right up too hard.
How long did it take you to get all of the substances that you used?
How long did it take to get them?
Yes.
Not too long. It's just like one shopping trip and then we had like a lot more ready, but I'm pretty sure the chick at the checkout was judging me heavily. But I'm just there with like condiments and bleach, beetroot, and I'm sure she's just like, what the hell? Don't question, just by myself. Yes.
Look, if you try something new like this, get intuition like whether it will be popular or not.
You do a little bit, like, yeah, because one of my most popular formats of videos is like 10 blank kinds of fursuits. Because people just love to look at really cool fursuits and I always get really excited about them. So whenever I try not to do them too much because I feel like I'm cheating. So, but I'll do them every now and then, and every time I do them, they do pretty well. So like saying like the 10 cute fursuits one I did got like, it's already up to 100,000 views. I've never gotten that many views that quickly before. Same with like my 10 insane fursuits video is my most popular video, which I think it's like over 500,000 views now. So ones like that I know will do pretty well. This one I was really unsure of. And it's unfortunately, yeah, it didn't get as many views as I would like. Like, that's the YouTuber's curse. The more effort you put into a video, the less views it's gonna get. It's like, but I got a lot of really good comments on that one too. Like, this is some really good information. Like, it was really cool to see. So like, it was a lot more engaging. Like it was like appreciated a lot more. So that still made it pretty worth it, and it satisfied a lot of my curiosity too. So yeah, the barbecue was also so good.
Some kind of videos, for example, would be getting you views over time.
Yeah, the overtime ones are, that's a very good point. Yeah, this one is definitely getting the views over time. And same, this video was also double the length of my normal videos. So it all depends on what kind of, I guess, expectations you've built with your audience, because people don't expect this from me. So like when they see it in this subscription feed, they're like, oh, that's weird, and they might not click it immediately. So people do tend to create expectations for your content after a while, but don't be afraid to break it. Same with like toy reviews. I love doing toy reviews so much. I'm still just a big kid, and I just love the whole engineering aspect of it, and just, they're awesome. But they don't get a whole lot of views because people don't come to me for toy reviews. I'm a furry. But I do them anyway because I have a lot of fun doing them. And hey, maybe one day my channel will evolve into a toy channel. You never know what's going to happen. Because like, you don't want to do all kinds of random content all over the place and people don't know what to expect next. You want to have some kind of consistency, but don't be afraid to step out of that box as well, because it does help break up the monotony of doing the same content over and over and over. Because like, sure, I love sitting in front of, like sitting on my couch and like doing my talking for my videos, but when I've done it for my last 10 videos, it starts to drag a bit. So that's usually when I'll throw in a toy review or something, because it's something different and it just gets me back up again. Yes. Yep.
So how would you get over, like, when you make a script for a video, how would you get over writer's block or things like that? Because I feel
Oh
like
boy, writer's block. Well, it does get hard, especially when it's something you're not familiar with. Because like you're researching topics that you're not sure if you're passionate about yet, kind of thing. I pretty much just will do what I can, because you don't want to force it, because then it'll just be a crap video because your heart's not in it. I'll watch similar videos about it just to sort of get some inspiration. I'll just do it in like segments. So I'll be like, okay, how about we write one paragraph and then we go make lunch, and then we'll write another paragraph and then you can play this game for a little bit. Like sort of bargain with yourself. But if it's just absolutely blank and you just can't even get those paragraphs, write something else, and then come back to it later. Because I've got plenty of videos where they're like half written just because the heart left halfway through. Or ones where I've written them and then rewritten them and rewritten them hundreds of times because I just didn't like how it's turned out, and then I still haven't made that video. So you kind of want to always be writing, like even just little tidbits, even just dot points, so then you've got something and you can always kind of be adding to it. Like one of my, like the next like 10 blank fursuits video I want to do is like 10 extreme fursuits. So people who do stuff in fursuit who you'd never expect. Like, who here knows Bolty? You know, inverted bolt here, who does backflips in his fursuit? So, things like that. But it's hard to find them all at once in one writing session. So as I come across them, I'm like, oh, hey, look, there's a cool one. Copy, paste, put that in my script, my Evernote file, and do that for later. Oh yeah, do you guys know about Evernote? Evernote's freaking amazing. Evernote is, yeah, it's a program to like just write stuff, but you can have it on pretty much anything. Have it on your phone, on your computer. I think I saw it on the PS4 once. Like, you can access it from anywhere, and so you've got all your scripts there ready to go, and you can write from anywhere kind of thing. You don't have to worry about taking all your notes with you because they're just stored in the Evernote cloud. So that's what I use for my scripts. What was that? Oh, yes, I got some revenue. Well, I have YouTube Red, so I never see my own ads. What are they putting on my videos? What is this? Oh, really? Really? Yeah, if you guys didn't already hear my update video, unfortunately Canada isn't working. We're not going there anymore. But apparently YouTube still thinks we are. Oh, okay. Also, don't ask me how ad revenue works. YouTube doesn't tell us. We kind of just opt into ads, and then sometimes money appears. Like, people always ask, like, oh, does it matter if I click on the ad? Do I watch it all the way through? And it's like, we don't know. So don't be too fussed about that. Yeah, that's why I put an ad in the middle of that one, just because it was a really long video and I missed a video that week before as well. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure people won't mind. Well, so far no one said anything. Something else. I try not to. Like, I will only have an ad like once every like 12 to 15 minutes. Like, if a video is 15 minutes or under, I won't. But when it starts to go over 15 minutes, I'll want to put in another one just to help break it up a bit and like help make all the work a little bit better, if that kind of makes sense. Like, it's not all about the money, but rent is a thing. Rent needs to be paid, food needs to be bought, so, yeah. Yes?
Have you ever considered doing in-video sponsorships?
Yeah, I actually do have a sponsorship coming up. Raid Shadow Legends! If anyone knows that one. Yeah, they sent me an email the other day, so I'm like, yes, I'm actually a YouTuber now. You do have to be careful with sponsorships, because if you do too many of them, it gets annoying for your viewers. Even though, like, it's really hard, especially when they're like, here's some money, you can be like, yeah, no. Because you don't want to be all sponsorships, because then it does look like you're in there just for the money. Which you don't want to be. You don't want to lose that heart and make it look like you're shallow and you're just doing it like that. But don't be afraid to take them either, because people do understand that you have a life, you have stuff that needs to be paid. And a lot of sponsorships are still really cool stuff. Like, I would never take a sponsorship from something that I'm not like genuine about. I would never talk good about something when I don't actually think it's good. Like furry amino. I don't do furry amino anymore just because I've done too many now. But I do generally like furry amino. Like I don't use it at the moment, but it is a good beginner social media platform even just for furries. Like Raid Shadow Legends. I finally downloaded Raid the other day, and I've been playing it, and it's okay. But I am sinking a lot of time into it. I think it's a fun little time sink, so I will take that one as well. And yeah, that's pretty much that.
Got the question for you. Speaking of ads, do you get to choose where the ad fits, where it
Yeah.
starts?
So you can so you have 3 options when it comes to putting ads in your videos. You can have one before the video. You can have I think there's one after the video, and then you can have the ones that pop up on the bottom and the side. But then you can also insert ads into the video if you want to as well.
Mid-rolls.
Yeah, mid-rolls. But you don't actually unlock that sort of stuff until you have I think it's 1,000 subscribers before you can do that. Yeah, I know there are some mainstream normal YouTubers who have an ad every 1 minute for a 15-minute video, and somehow they still get millions of views and they are making bank. So it's yeah, because you look at their the what's it called? The little scroll bar. How you've got the little dip where there's going to be an ad. Their bars look like pianos. There's so many of them.
I wouldn't know. I'm also red.
Yeah, yours YouTube Red. I would highly recommend YouTube Red because you don't see ads and the people you watch still get revenue. Because when I look at my analytics, I get to see how much has come from people watching ads and how much has come from people with YouTube Red. Because yeah, sure, it's easy enough to do an ad blocker on desktop and stuff, but on mobile and tablets and consoles and things, you can't really do that. So having YouTube Red just makes it easier.
Especially if you're someone who just likes to listen to YouTube videos on your
Oh
phone.
yeah, with YouTube Red, you can actually turn your phone off and just listen to a video. So otherwise, it stops.
I might if you actually know the answer to this question, but how does that work? If you've got an ad blocker, does YouTube still think that you've...
No, if you've got an ad blocker, they will not get the revenue. Which is, it doesn't matter too much because, again, each ad is only a tiny bit. So, add exceptions if there's particular channels you want to support, and even if you just watch the first 2 seconds and skip ad, it'll still help them out with something. But the ad blocker does stop that revenue. Oh, 4 minutes?
4 minutes.
Oh, cool! I actually managed to talk for an hour. Woo. Any last questions?
With the video currently on screen, did the room that you were experimenting in, does that have any lingering smells, say from the chocolates?
A little bit. It still just smells like beetroot. For some reason, the beetroot was the strongest one. I was really surprised. And it just smells weird. It's hard to describe the smell because it was in a bathroom. So, you go in there, and it's it doesn't smell like a bathroom. Yes.
Will you get your blonde line back from that then?
I don't know. Fingers crossed. At least it's not for a while. So here we go. Yes.
So what's the plan for Ireland? Are you going to be filming, or are you just going to be enjoying the convention?
It's going to be a bit of everything. So Kiba will be following me around with her phone and my GoPro as well, just helping to get that footage. And I'll definitely do a video about my experience, similar how I did to Furry Peanuts and MFF. Just sort of talk about how it went, because I have no idea what to expect, and I want to be able to tell all you guys about how it was as well. I reckon it's going to be pretty good, because I've heard some really good things from their previous guest of honor, so I'm really excited. Yes, I'll just be getting a lot of B-roll footage of just things from around the con, and then talking about what happened. And, yeah, hopefully it's good.
Going to be happening?
We'll see how we go. See, the thing is, when you're a guest of honor at a con, you have responsibilities, you have appearances to make, you have to go and meet people, and when you're hi, they won't want you back. Because you got to remember, cons talk. So if you were a shitty guest of honor, one con who's thinking about you will talk to that con and be like, hey, we're thinking about having this person as our guest of honor. How are they for you? And they'll be like, no! So then you don't want that. So you definitely do need to be on your best behavior for that kind of thing. Because yeah, you want to, a lot of people are going to be excited to meet you. So you don't want to be dead and you don't want to be a drunken crazy person. So I will have to behave myself. Same with Neon, running a con. You can't drink too much because I'm I still need to remember where all the red jokes are. Yeah, I can't, no. Words. Responsibilities. That's why Keita and Foxy love coming to other conventions because they get to enjoy a convention and not have to run it. So they love coming, yeah. last one or two.
Would you ever consider making a video of bloopers from unused footage?
I did for my 50,000 sub special. No one watched it. And I spent like a month editing that. So I'm not doing any more bloopers because that took me way too long.
I'll need to find it again.
Video, okay?
Hmm?
Don't worry, I'll watch the video.
Okay, good. There you go.
I'll need to find it.
Yeah, you'll find it. It's like 50k sub special. Cool. Well, I think that will be about it. Thank you guys so much for coming to my little higgledy-piggledy panel. Oh yeah, welcome.
Sorry, you're drunk.
Yeah, because I'm like just because vodka worked in my experiments, that doesn't mean it's okay to clean your suit with vodka, because like every fur is different. So always like test. But I would like to make a whole video of like cleaning suits with vodka, see how that works. Yeah, cool. Well, thank you guys so much. Feel free to ask me any other questions as I'm floating around the con. I pretty much live at the Rego desk. So yeah, thank you guys so much.